They trade misses as Tony dips into the forest. Tony knows he's washed. I can't blame him. This is Wizards MJ, Celtics Shaq,
Wizards MJ, Celtics crazy bro.
Brooklyn Nets KG, Rudy Gobert his entire career. So Iron Man's
Damn, bro, the whole career. All right, we got us a new BlankBoy. This is when the Avengers died and the next Avengers got back on Ultron. Let's get it.
So before these Avengers, I had the ultimate Avengers. What y'all young whippersnappers know about this? This was my MCU. And it starts off with Unc with the Avengers kids at bedtime. And what they did to little bro right here should be child abuse. Sat him down in the chair and asked for the heart monitor. They're begging for their favorite bedtime story, and so Unc starts telling them a story about the Avengers and all.
Damn.
Favorite bedtime story, and so Unc starts telling them a story about the Avengers.
It just looks so different, bro. Look at the lineup. Look at the fucking lineup.
And all their glorious adventures. On the roster, they had Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, Black Widow, Giant Man, Pixie, who, yes, they're the equivalents of Ant-Man and Wasp, just different names. Black Panther, Vision, Hawkeye on a 10-day contract. And as you can see, Hulk got Jason Tatum. They put his ass on the bench because in the last movies, they had to jump him because he didn't know how to act. They defeated Kang the Conqueror, Evil Giant Shipman, Baron Zemo, and eventually all settled down. Cap and Nat having James, Giant Man and Janet having Pym, T'Challa and Storm having Azari, and Thor went back to Asgard, leaving his baby girl Torin on Earth. Thor really out here engaging in nigga been in New York for too long. Nah, word. On Otis, son, I'm not Jack.
On Otis. Nah, these Tims is nasty.
And my daughter. But eventually Ultron shows up, killing Captain America, got the king dangling in the air to his death, and he doesn't stop there. Black Widow's out here and he hits that bitch with the Stephen A. Smith face, making her, Iron Man, Giant Man, and Wasp all spectate the Elvis, Prince, and Michael Jackson dance-off. Ultron eventually just murks everyone and completely takes over the world. And looking at it now, reading them bedtime stories about how their parents got murked
it's crazy. Telling me a bedtime story about how this nigga killed my parents and my friend's parents is insane. Why did we let that slide? Spin back.
It's type insane. And then, Master Wayne, your dad tried to fight off the robber, but once he whipped out the blicky, he turned into a respectful young man. Bro, I was there. But luckily, the Avengers managed to ship off their kids to a remote destination so they can continue to live. And this is where we get to a 12-year time skip, and the kids are trying to wake James up, Azari zapping him, and ends up eating straight mud for it. And you can't blame James. Nobody want to be woken up mid-sleep, especially not like that. Consider yourself lucky, to be honest. He could have made your worst fears a reality. Could have given you a lineup. James walks out, and man, the aura is really unmatched. No way you did that to the Prince of Wakanda. Bro, Wakanda is toast now. That nigga Ultron turned it into Haiti. Let it go. And for whatever reason, James just started letting it fly. And hey, I know your ass not breathing. Asgard perfectly fine, and Thor got your ass living in a fucking apocalypse.
Damn!
And Thorin's heard enough, jumping down, and they clash with one another, but it doesn't last long because Unc interrupts to stop it and sends them to their room. They in there complaining about Unc, and Vision pops up out of nowhere, but they ready to go. Thing is, they didn't even get the chance because bro just collapses to the ground, and that's when Unc comes into the room and takes him to the lab. Whereas you can see, Ultron did him greasy, turned Vision's mainframe into that of a Game Boy. The kids, of course, follow Unc into the lab secretly, and they're snooping around.
Not y'all seeing y'all. Damn! Imagine seeing like your parents' suits, just standing in front of that motherfucker. Wait, your dad's not even like he can come back. He's not dead. You reminiscing on a nigga that's alive.
So they find Unc's armored Avengers he built to fight Ultron. Oh yes. Let's use robots to fight the AI that controls electronics. When Thanos...
That makes no sense. Like, Thor can like just tell Thor, yo, something going on. Your daughter might be in trouble. The whole world for real. Like, at least come help. You built that nigga a robot. Like, yeah, nigga might as well be dead for real.
When Thanos arrives, he probably plans to throw fucking Infinity Stones at his head. James, that's not your dad. Shut up, bitch. Daddy, do you remember me? this way. You should have seen the woman before your mom. She was special. Peggy Carter. Let me get some of your fruit snacks, little nigga. I'm stressed. James and Torrin must have accidentally pressed something because they turned on all the armored Avengers, and now they're already programmed, tasked with defeating Ultron. They start heading out there to go run the fade. Armored Cap hitting James with that Billie Jean, but the kids are heading out there to go run the fade. Armored Cap hitting James with that
Get off me, little nigga.
Billie Jean, but the kid is not my son. And they dip out to go find Ultron. But the thing is, Ultron been watching this whole time the second the robots went live. Look at him standing there, menacingly. This is the Ultron I knew. Bro was so spooky. So when I saw this nigga pop up in the MCU cracking dad jokes, I was like, huh? Why was the robot tired when he got out the car? It had a hard drive.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
So Ultron used his abilities to take over the world. But that does not have to be the case for us. I'd like to...
Hey, W sponsor, man. Get your money, big blank, not the little one.
Ultron found them and he's on his way right now. And I'm not talking about black people I'm on my way and haven't even showered yet. That boy dipped immediately because the armored Avengers go out and they see him flying up in the sky. Giant Man thinking he's like that, flying up, and Ultron comes down, beaming him through the head instantly. Ultron's just straight boosting on the Avengers at this point, windmilling after the game is over and shit. He then comes up behind Microsoft Black Widow and starts hacking her, which wasn't predictable at all. Whoa.
Oh my god, AI controlling AI? No way. It's like, it almost always happens. This is so crazy.
2K dropped another shitty game. Unk tells them to get out of here, so they do with Vision's head, and Vision's not used to the Avengers acting scary like this.
I'm so sorry, I forgot there's some bitch niggas in here.
The sky turns out to just be a dome, and luckily Torrin just manages to fly them out the way of the debris. They were knocked out for a bit, but when they wake up, there's a bunch of white stuff falling. These motherfuckers been camping in a tiny grove in Demi Lovato's room this whole time. And the entire place goes to black, sounding the alarms, no different than the Krusty Krab.
Broke nigga alert. Broke nigga alert.
Is it talking about me?
Broke nigga
I
alert.
think so, my nigga.
Broke nigga.
And this is where Ultron makes his entrance.
Wait, so they never got shipped off to no crazy spot. They just been like hidden this whole time. That's what I'm assuming?
Descending down onto them like a metal Grim Reaper. Shit was so spooky, got me clutching my PS5 and PC. Stay away. And Ultron already knows that these preteens are easy pickings for him. Hate to break it to y'all, but looking at these power levels, all y'all niggas adopted. This can't be the Avengers kids. But it's time for Ultron to pick on somebody his own size. Niggas be 40 with 15-year-old ops. Cause out of nowhere, as Ultron goes to kill them, Iron Man grabs him by the head and throws his ass into the forest. I'm Team Cap for life, but goddamn Iron Man entrances, they going crazy. Look at their faces, look like they seen a ghost, and that's because they're seeing a ghost. How is Iron Man alive? It turns out Unk was Tony Stark this whole time.
Wait, what?
I wonder how they never put 2 and 2 together.
The nigga that told them to stop fighting was Iron Man the whole time? What the hell?
Tony Stark this whole time. I wonder how they never put 2 and 2 together. When niggas somehow knew stories about Hawkeye getting caught beating his shit in the weapons room, that should have raised some red flags. Iron Man tells them to skedaddle, flies up shooting lasers, weaves Ultron, kick, gets blocked, and holds a left. Ultron dropped off the entire Avengers squad by himself, and Iron Man really running the ones with him right now? This man's got nerves of steel. Catching a 2-piece from Ultron, lasering him, and they trade misses as Tony dips into the forest. Tony knows he's washed, I can't blame him. This is Wizards MJ, Celtics Shaq,
Wizards MJ, Celtics, crazy bro.
Brooklyn Nets KG, Rudy Gobert his entire career. So Iron Man's
damn, bro, the whole career.
Still just flying, and goddamn, bro, just look at the artwork. Look how clean this all looks. He boosts more and eventually lands, turning around, gearing up, and visually can see him lock in. This movie really came out in 2008 and still looks better than like the Black Widow movie. That junk looked like it belonged on Nick Jr. with the Thundermans, bro. The kids get to the Quinjet and they tell Vision they'll be right back. We going to help Tony. That nigga's toast. As he locks the doors and pilots the Quinjet out of there. He knows Tony just went on a mission that he's not coming back from to save them, so he's not gonna make it in vain, and they finally get to see where they've been living this whole time. They've been in the Antarctic, but this probably their
Damn.
first time seeing snow. That's ironic. That's like being best friends with The Rock and being confused as to what a shitty movie looks like. How's that possible? Ultron lands a left and then a right uppercut into a boulder on Iron Man, then starts hacking his armor. Gonna have Tony pulling an offset. Bro got caught cheating on Cardi B in the DMs and pretended to be hacked, talking about some balls in my face. But Tony manages to blast Ultron away, got him hitting the oh nah. Aisha Curry's in the kitchen again, and he just...
Bro, these random shots are insane. Like, I'm dead ass trying to watch because I'm interested. Like, I never seen the movie, but damn, Aisha Curry ain't do nothing to nobody. Ain't this like the third Aisha Curry shot like over all the videos, bro? I think even Super sent some shots out of that, bro. Jesus, bro.
blast Ultron away, got him hitting the oh nah. Aisha Curry's in the kitchen again, and he just takes the shoulder pads off his suit. We done with the 80s, nobody rocking that shit no more. Blue 42, stupid ass. Iron Man dodges the blast, and they take turns missing and messing up the forest, picking up a rock, and Ultron just punches it. But Tony's fight comes to an end, unfortunately. I'm gonna pour one out for you, Tin Man. Got my bottle of oil right here. Ultron misses and then blasts Tony to the ground, throwing his helmet to his feet. This is so disrespectful. Bro, this y'all goat? Dang, Stark. Where was all this fight when I was stabbing Hawkeye with an HDMI cord?
Damn.
And then the armored Avengers pull up to Tony, but not to save him. They pulling up to put an end to bro. This man, Tony, stay going to build the op. It's later revealed that Tony created Ultron and now fucked up and built him an army.
That shit's still so crazy to me. How Ultron is literally Tony Stark invention, bro. Nigga said, I'm saving the world by killing y'all niggas. This is how it has to be. You niggas suck. Bro, see, Tony be having too much dip on his shit, bro. You gotta relax.
Put the hammer down, please. Then Ultron starts live streaming it so the kids can see. Avengers pack, thank you for the sub. So the Avengers kids, led by Captain Sperm, escape to the city where Ultron of course controls. And while they're in the city, it's important for me to point out that Torrance dumbass thinks she's invincible. She's mistaken and thinks her being an Asgardian god means she can't die. Ooh-wee. Wait till this bitch plays God of War. So she runs in there slashing one of the Ultron bots in half, and that made the whole block hot. Everybody knows where they at now. So some R2-D2 ass nigga drops down and starts spraying at her, and then she manages to jump out the way of another. But his arm is extended out now, so she treats that shit like a piece of salami, cutting and throwing it back at bro. But Ultron got more homies than a shorty cheating on her boyfriend. Now all of a sudden, every nigga in the county is her practical brother from elementary school. A bunch more drop down, and she runs over cutting one down, and they start spraying the heck out of her.
Damn.
This reminds me of the scene from the Avengers, but the difference is, shorty is not the Hulk, cause she gets blasted and is looking at her hand like post-nut clarity. She can't believe she took damage, getting blasted a second time. And while she's over there smelling like barbecue chicken, her brothers come to save the day. Pym starts blasting it.
Yeah, bitch ass nigga Wally, stop playing with me. I'm like that.
And starts blasting it again. But this printer trying to do the dash, so Azari and James manage to cut it off as Azari blasts it, and James uses his shield to protect them from the debris and fire. But unfortunately, Torrin wasn't as lucky, because she gets back up from her nap, her forehead beaming from that blast.
Damn!
Just to get stomped on like...
Damn! Shit! No, bro, if there was some shit I wasn't expecting, it was this. That nigga just straight stomped on her, bro. No warning, no nothing.
Like a cockroach, shoe print all over her body, laid out there looking like Flat Stanley. That's so tough. The writers really wanted to give her the craziest wake-up call to the fact that she's not immortal. Next, Pym is gonna be cocky thinking he's the smallest thing on Earth and get humbled seeing Polo G's fan base. Torrin wakes up to see her pop.
Wow. Polo G's new album, Hood Poet Spells. Oh my god. Come on, bro.
G's fan base. Torrin wakes up to see her pops, and this man grabs her by the head and slams her into the ground. Shorty,
nah, that cannot help with the daddy issues, bro. Your dad already left you. The nigga did not die. He left you. He left you there to fend for yourself. And then you proceed to get stomped on. And as you're laying there in pain, the robot version of your father looks just like your dad, but robot, picks you up and slams your ass. Bro, cannot help with the daddy issues, bro. She was already cooked.
Started begging to Thor for help, and he looking down on her from Asgard with that Kobe smirk. And the boys didn't get a chance to help because they start getting shot at by the armored Avengers, but just randomly, literally out of nowhere, get saved. Azari gets dragged into the wall, followed by Pym next, and James as well. Leaving Torin behind, and she's fried rice, still calling out to her father, but that nigga sending her to voicemail every time. So the armored Avengers are ready to feast, but Thor gets boomed and randomly swoops in to save the day, and this is Francis Barton. Turns out Clint had a son and he's been alive this whole time as well, living in the slums and eating batteries. So going through Ultron City, the kids manage to stumble across Ultron's trophy room, and in it they see Iron Man's armor in there too. Got the entire squad in tears. And James also looks at his pops and how Ultron took my man Shiesty, and James accidentally pressed the button showing the entire rest of the trophy room. Ultron really killed every being, bro.
Superhero.
How the fuck Magneto lose? But they eventually find Tony. Turns out he's alive. Ultron pulls up on them with the armored Avengers. Barton bails them out again, and they all manage to escape to the Quinjet.
Soon after.
Hey twin, what you put on the ox? Finna put on some Kyle. Nigga, Kyle? What Kyle you know? I spy with my little eye, a curly-headed cutie I could turn into my wife. So they eventually make it out to a remote location, running into Betty and Bruce Banner. So you mean to tell me Hulk, Iron Man, and Thor all alive and haven't "we need to get the band back together" head ass to beat Ultron yet? But it doesn't matter now.
Y'all seen this nigga trophy room? He been putting niggas in a fucking blender. This whole time y'all was like, maybe we should step up and do that trophy room when all the, bro, that shit at least 20, 30 feet tall.
Because the armored Avengers are here, ready to put an end to all this. Giant Man punches the cliff and they all fall out, but Torrance saves Azari and James, landing them safely ready to go. Same time they doing all that, the rest of the armored Avengers pull up, her turning her hands into 2 pistols. But that's no problem.
God damn, that's just a...
Her turning her hands into 2 pistols. But that's no problem for the children. Thank God it's James' weak-ass parent and not Steve. Because he easily blocks the bullets, but Azari gets tackled away by Mech Black Panther going rolling away. And all the parents must have decided we taking a page out of Firelord Ozai's book, boxing up our kids. Because Robot Thor goes into the sky to get his 1v1 fade with Torin. And if there's one thing Tony got right about these Avengers bots, it's Captain America's unwillingness to kill. They be fine for real, just a little hurt. Because he definitely didn't try to fucking decapitate James before getting blown up by Barton last minute. But then Black Widow attacks James and Barton gets boomed off the rock, shooting off his own arrow at his pops, blowing him up, and he thought he had done it. Started celebrating like he just won Game 7. Because Robot Hawkeye gets up looking like Finn the Human, but bro just makes another one with his right arm. And the smile faded so fast, I'm crying. And you know how 12 dudes will be chasing somebody talking about, oh, look at him, track star,
right, while he running. Nigga, it's 12 of y'all, it's one of me, fucking me while I'm running.
Barton into a gymnast to dodge these bombs. So the cameraman pans away, and Unc Tony is useless right now. He's got no other suit. MCU Iron Man clears this nigga. He would have called in a spare one down from fucking Saturn. So Giant Man loads up a mean right punch in the mountain, making Tony fall out of it. Unc pushing 90. His fragile Derrick Rose bones won't be able to survive this fall. So James ducks his lame-ass mom and then bounces off Cap's shield to catch Tony and surf him to safety. Giant Man causing too many problems. So James tells Pym to get on that, and he does, flying in there and turning giant for the first time. Kicking his ass into the side of the mountain, and it got the entire thing shaking. Got Bruce acting mad scary. I did not marry the unincredible Hulk. You won't be able to stay here and drink your cactus juice if Ultron wins, Bruce. The cameraman then transfers his sights over to the Prince of Rubble after what Ultron did to them, Azari. And Azari, after missing his shots, whips out his belt on his own pops. That's insane work.
Dad, what are you doing? Nothing, son. What did I tell you about talking to strangers? Now he's gonna kick my butt.
Yo.
And kicks down a knee and throws him into the pile of rocks afterwards. That was a clean move.
Tough.
But then Black Panther literally turns into a panther.
Okay, bro. These robots are fucking OP, bro.
Which was actually a power he had in this universe, with claws and everything, circling Azari. Slowly got my boy all nervous as Black Panther lunges at him and the screen just goes black. Did he live? Did he die?
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Torin and Thor are clashing, right-left sword hit, but then he grabs her and hits her down, but she manages to catch herself and start levitating. She's clearly found her zen. She's in the zone. My father doesn't love me, and it's cool. I've accepted it. Catching the sword and going back in. I like how everyone is fighting their dad right now. It's dope. If I was in this movie, the air would really be catching these hands.
The air? Oh my god. I respect it. Hey, man. You locked in, bruh.
No cap. James blocks Cap twice, rolling and throwing his shield at the mountain to cause it to fall on top of Captain America. But he looks up after, and his mom up there moving like a Decepticon, shooting at him, breaking his shield. So he grabs the actual shield, and so when she lands with her sights aimed on him, he's able to throw it at her, cutting off 3 of her arms and launching himself right at her, while Pym continues to show his dad who's daddy, leaving his right and shooting beams up close, putting Giant Man on his butt for what's like the 10th time. So he calls for backup, sending Pixie at Pym, spam blasting him, so James tells Pym to go get Bruce. So he does, but Bruce
still, man, they getting their ass handed to them out here.
refuses to turn into the Hulk and help them. And I'm not even surprised. Look at his cut. That's a nigga who don't care about anything, bro.
Look at his cut, it's crazy.
But he doesn't really have a choice anymore, because the Pixies start blasting him, and he starts getting tight and unleashes the Incredible
Oh, there it is.
And bro wasted no time, jumping off, blasting Giant Man's head off with one shot, then jumps down, posing like he on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
I'm in danger.
And then he starts getting tickled, so he grabs Black Widow, slams
my
her on
God.
repeat,
Oh my
telling GG to
God.
send her back to the lobby screen. Ultron peeps his homies getting dropped like flies, so he flies above and starts cooking the Hulk and lands behind him, grabbing his air like he about to start talking to him mid-strokes. And whatever he was offering, Bruce wasn't trying to hear all that. That Riz was not gonna work. Fuck I look like? Karen? So he punches Ultron through the ground into the mountain and goes over as Ultron starts slicing up the mountain with lasers. Hulk got 1,000 more muscles than the average person, except in his brain, because he sees Ultron and just jumps on top of him. No strategy, no nothing.
Just
and
moving,
surprise,
just doing
surprise, it didn't work, because the dust settles and Ultron holding him with one hand, throwing him into the mountain. Hulk is angry and sprints back in, and the Incredible title just keeps whittling more and more. Went from Incredible Hulk to Impressive Hulk, to now the kinda cool I guess Hulk.
Kinda cool I guess.
The business, eyes wide open, looking back like he just seen something he really like. We then pan over to Azari versus Black Panther in a tug of war, and to be honest, bro, me talking over this scene just wouldn't do it justice. So I'm gonna just let Lil Bro get this off his chest himself.
Okay.
You're not the Black Panther.
Ooh.
Talk that talk, Azari.
Ooh, okay. The lightning in the... Oh, that's tough. Oh, that boy was pissed. Haircut still trash though, no cap.
Talk that talk, Azari. I'm not surprised Black Panther and Storm's kid is a demon. That's why Peter stopped fucking with Mary Jane and got with Captain Marvel instead. Bro trying to make sure his son makes the league. Barton then calls GG on his dad, shooting both feet and then one into the dome. Hawkeye gets back up, but he out of batteries, so Barton walks over so nonchalant, booming his shits, laying him out, and I'm not surprised he did. Hawkeye wasn't in the original's Ultimate Avengers roster, but he must have been a free agent pickup down the road.
Bro, it's not a part of the
spin
team.
move, stabbing Thor, slicing him in half like butter, and James, with the power of his pops, using the actual shield instead of the Payless hologram one, throws it at Captain America, also cutting him in half. And something I always think about is how graphic deaths like these be, but it's not because it's robots. Like the Transformers was really ripping off arms and
yeah, facts. They was ripping off arms and like fucking ripping these niggas apart like this, but it was like, it was no guts, but it was just violent as fuck.
Slapping niggas with it or chopping faces in half. But then he looks over and the Hulk is low-key getting beamed, but he kinda tanking that junk. Look like Rihanna out there getting closer to Ultron, but while he reaches out, we see that it eventually cooked him as he falls to the ground.
Damn.
The kids peep that and still think they have a chance. Straight blind faith must be Dallas Cowboys fans, cause they talking about jump his ass while Ultron just laughing at them and booms them instantly. Pym is the first one to get back up, going into his tiny form to fly in there, but he didn't anticipate Ultron's breath smelling like Badissi, cause that shit knocks him out, landing on the Hulk. Azari saw Lil Bro get laid out and decided it was his time to shine, using the move he just used on his pops on Ultron. Shooting off a Kamehameha that Ultron just nonchalantly starts absorbing into himself. All that electricity felt good as hell, like some crack for him. Ain't that right, RDJ? And he fires it right back at Azari, laying him out. Torrent's stupid ass.
Y'all supposed to jump. It's not supposed to be one at a time. It's not supposed to be no one at a time fade. Jump this nigga.
thought she was getting her moment, but that sword did nothing and starts getting choked out. She ends up getting saved because James jumps in there tripping Ultron with the shield, but starts getting beamed by Ultron's lasers and is straight up cornered with no other choice than to just block. Really talking about I couldn't take over Earth. All hope is looking lost. Everyone is either laid out or the brink of turning into dust from oldness. So Pym does the only thing he can think of and tries to get the Hulk back up.
Ultron said you a bitch. He said I bet Betty tastes like Honey Nut Cheerios. And he said Hulk don't even be smashing shit for real.
And that was all Hulk needed to hear. Grabbing Ultron's head.
You don't even be smashing shit for real is a crazy thing to say to a nigga that says Hulk smash. Running
and slamming him and got bro in missionary.
Damn.
Hulk don't be smashing shit no more. I'ma show you some smashing, nigga. Picking Ultron up, ripping him in half, and that's GG's. It's over. Hulk goes to get Betty, and they dip off to who knows where, and Ultron is laying there hitting the Peter Griffin, but he's hardwired to put himself back together, so that's what he's doing. So Torrin flies Ultron into space to stop him. MCU Iron Man stole her whole shit, but she's choking and is about to die, and her pops finally saves.
Nigga, where was you when she was getting her ass beat and stomped on? She was getting beat up. She got shot. And she got stomped on. And then your doppelganger robot beat the fuck out of her. Where was you this whole time, my nigga?
Her and offers her to come to Asgard. And she's like, nah, broski. I made the League and now you trying to come back in my life? I already got a family. Gives him a hug and goes back down in the new fit. And it's happily ever after.
That'd be video. Shout out BlankBoy, man. That was a good one. I've never actually seen that movie or that show, but like that actually seems cool. I like the combination of, you know, of the kids. That Black Panther Storm combination is actually tough. Like, that's really tough. I like that. Good video.